say this, but we appreciate
the UN system, distinguished guests from
of this assembly. We are indecently early. To persuade the director to join.
Held in Katowice, Poland, and pledged Ghana's commitment to the implementation of the new urban agenda. I would therefore appeal to stakeholders across various levels of the country gathered in here to investigate opportunities that will strengthen our city's resilience and deepen the understanding of the relationship between national urban planning policy formulation and its challenges. Indeed, the Ghana Urban Forum in the past has inspired the preparation of the Urban Policy and Action Plan in 2012 and the National Housing Policy in 2015. And it is time to leverage on this platform to help shape our cities and towns. For us at the Ministry of Works and Housing, we wish to highlight the need to prioritize affordable housing in our urban development process, not only to address housing challenges or shortages for a large segment of our cities and population, but also ensuring that cities are planned and built in a more sustainable and inclusive manner.
According to the 2021 Population and Housing Census, the Greater Accra is the most urbanized region with 91.7% of its population living in urban centers. This statistic shows that there is a lot we must do as a country to promote effective urban planning for livable and sustainable cities and towns. That is why I'm happy that this year's forum presents a unique opportunity for us to start a national dialogue around sustainable urban growth, engaging the private sector in the delivery of urban services and more accurately defining urban areas as an underpinning for policy and program design. As we may all be aware, the main objective of this forum is to solicit inputs to update the national urban policy and its analytical underpinnings, especially the redefinition of urban areas. The forum will also present an opportunity to share relevant research, data, knowledge, innovation, and information generated in the urban space. Ultimately, this platform will afford stakeholders the opportunity to take stock of national progress on implementing the new urban agenda, the Sustainable Development Goals, the AU Agenda, and other international protocols and agreements.
Today's national urban population is estimated at 57.3%. One of the key lessons emerging from the COVID pandemic is that urban areas must invest in preparedness, which requires developing the economic, social, environmental, and institutional resilience to respond to a wider range of shocks, including having contingency plans for the most vulnerable. And as we speak currently, we have a cadre mission working with NABMO to assess some of those vulnerabilities and shocks and how Ghana can be better prepared to manage them. To achieve the Sustainable Development Goals, our cities and communities has to be transformed along certain priority areas. These priority areas include ensuring there's access to clean water, functional sanitation, appropriate sewage and waste disposal, sustainable and efficient mobility, and promoting more compact, safe and healthy settlements and enhancing resilience against climate change, extreme weather events, and disease transmission. Not lose those lessons. The world and Ghana in particular witnessed a sudden spike in inflation recently and cost of living, alongside supply chain disruptions, which are likely to affect the recovery of urban economies. Building economic, social, and environmental resilience, including appropriate governance and institutional structures, must be at the heart of the future of cities. Economic resilience with new fiscal sustainability frameworks, societal resilience with universal social protection schemes, climate resilience with greener investments and stronger multi-level collaboration must be the main building blocks for a resilient future. The success of cities, towns, and urban areas to a large extent will depend on the policies that protect and sustain all, leaving no one behind. I'm delighted to mention that we are about to sign a new cooperation framework with Ghana. And all of the drivers that we have seen that will accelerate the SDGs apply in urban contexts. We need new financing to be able to support this agenda in a very difficult time. We need to focus on green transformations, not just in the economy from an economic point of view.
We continue to provide financing and technical support to cities and government across these topics, as well as through other sectors such as urban transport, water and sanitation, environment, social protection, and private sector development. Just a couple of weeks ago, during the World Bank's annual meetings, we organized a session with the Ghana delegation on the future of Ghana's cities. It was an opportunity to reflect on current trends in urban areas and how the World Bank can work with the government of Ghana to enhance the impact of projects we do together. This forum is an opportunity to continue that dialogue, hear from a broader set of stakeholders, and dig deeper into several high-priority topics. Over the next 2 days, specialists from the World Bank will contribute to panel discussions on the definition of urban areas, the financing of urban infrastructure through public-private partnerships, and the role of cities in adapting to climate change. Notably, there will be a presentation on the Ghana Country Climate and Development Report, in which cities are highlighted as playing a key role in Ghana's transition to a climate-resilient and low-carbon development pathway.
This year's global observance under the theme, Act Local to Go Global, aims to draw the attention of local and regional governments on the need to create greener, more equitable and sustainable cities. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in Ghana, as a precursor to the forum, the Ministry of Local Government, Decentralization and Rural Development, and the Ministry of Works and Housing and the National Development Planning Commission jointly commemorated the World Habitat Day on Monday, 3rd October 2022 with a press conference, at which the report on the implementation of the new urban agenda in Ghana was launched by the Director General of NDPC. The 2022 forum itself, being organized over the next 2 days, is under the theme, Rapid Urban Growth in Ghana, Promoting Effective Urban Planning for Livable and Sustainable Cities and Towns. Professor Chairman, it's appropriate in considering the rapid urbanization of the country, having recorded an urban population of 56.7% in 2021. As more people live in urban areas, the need for urban infrastructure increases. Our expectation that the presentations and discussions at this forum will provide concrete evidence and innovative solutions that will guide us to maximize the opportunities that urbanization brings while mitigating the challenges.
Ghana government posting, as I said, I talked about we have grants, not grant, but we have taken what I will call concessional loans from World Bank. But we have this $150 million secondary city program, where we are supporting 35 municipalities to build the basic infrastructure in municipal areas, drains, street lighting, other infrastructure, light industrial areas. So that is going on. That's the capital incentive. This is after the first initial $200 million that they have also benefited from it. Then we have what they call social cohesion project, another $150 million aid we got from loan taken from the World Bank. It is for the build the resilience of people living in the northern part of Ghana. It's involved in 48 districts. Even though the real aim or the objective is not to curb rural urban migration, it is because of the threat of these insurgents. We want to make sure that we build the resilience of those who are living in that area, give them infrastructure, provide the youth some infrastructure, so that they will not be susceptible to the influences from the jihadists from us. But at the end of the day, if they are able also to have such what we call livable communities in the rural areas, then the issue of rural urban migration will also stop. So even though it is an urban forum, as I said in my speech, there's a direct link with what we do in the rural areas. Because people will so no matter what you complain and talk about the 56.7%, they also come. If I think that well I live in a rural area, I have some thinking that once I come to the city, by all means, my living conditions will improve. No matter your status, the person will move. But when he lives in the rural area, and yet he has some basic amenities and opportunities that what we call livable towns and villages, then you'll be able to keep them there. Because if you read Act 936, the real functions of the assemblies, apart from the political and administrative duties, is to promote local economic development. That is what will make the youth also stay in the rural areas and then will not migrate to the urban areas. Yes, so it will be capital intensive. Fortunately, government puts resources in the rural, in the addresses. Again, we've had the benefit of having very good concessional loans from the World Bank to help build infrastructure in the urban areas, to do proper planning. And as I said, many of these things are in our books. In the morning, I was reading the planning functions of the district assemblies and the planning functions of the regional coordinating councils. If with this onslaught of migration to the urban areas, have we planned to receive people who are coming? You understand? You drive along the motorway and you turn on the right and you see what so many kiosks. And at times, at times we joke with things in this country. We call it kiosk city in the Lashibi area. You understand? How do they dispose of waste? Those people who are living along that road. How? Because they came into a city, lived anywhere which is not very well planned. And therefore you find themselves disposal of waste, open defecation, how they live not in an unplanned area. But yet in each district assembly, you cannot put even a wooden structure anywhere without permission from the assembly. So yes, but we are saying that people may know of this, but we should continuously educate people, get involved. And that's why we have this first session with the media, some of your editors this morning, and we are going to continue that engagement. If we come to Act 96, I think the fifth schedule or so, there are 25 clauses on building regulations. 25 is in the Act. No. I also did mention that we have now, the president has directed that Land Use and Spatial Planning Authority, what we call LUSPA, and they are governed by Act 925, should now be part of local government. It used to be under Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology, so as to help in our coordination of our roles and our functions.
Thank you for watching Nation One TV. Kindly subscribe for more news updates.